1 cubic foot can hold 7.5 gallons of water. For every cubic foot of area, each one can hold 7.5 gallons. If you had 2 cubic feet, each one holding 7.5 gallons, you would have a total of 15 gallons. The first step in calculating gallonage of a pool is to calculate the square foot of surface area. Square foot of surface area is calculated by multiplying length by width. If our length was 40 feet and our width was 20 feet, 40 by 20 equals 800 square foot of surface area. To calculate volume, we need to calculate cubic feet. Once we calculate cubic feet, because we know 7.5 gallons of water fits into each cubic foot, we will be able to determine how much water fits in the pool. To calculate cubic feet, you multiply surface area times depth, and that will give you volume. Or length by width, which is your surface area, times depth. So in this 40 by 20 pool, if it was 8 foot deep, we would multiply 40 by 20 by 8, and that would give us 6,400 cubic feet. If 7.5 gallons of water fits into 1 cubic foot, how much water would fit into 6,400 cubic feet? Cubic feet times 7.5 equals gallons. 6,400 times 7.5 equals 48,000 gallons of water. Sometimes pool depths range and have a slope. This pool goes from 4 feet to 8 feet deep. To calculate the cubic foot of area here, we would need to multiply length by width by the average depth to get cubic feet. First, we calculate the average depth. To calculate the average depth, you take the depth of the shallow end, add it to the depth of the deep end, and divide that number by 2. So here we have 4 foot in the shallow end, 8 foot in the deep end. 4 plus 8 equals 12. We then take 12 and divide it by 2 to get the average depth. 12 feet divided by 2 equals 6 foot average depth. Length by width by average depth equals cubic feet. So 40 by 20 equals 800 square foot. That's our surface area. We take our surface area and multiply it by our average depth, which is 6 foot in this pool. That will give us the cubic feet. 800 by 6 equals 4,800 cubic feet. Because we know 7.5 gallons of water fits into 1 cubic foot, if we had 4,800, how much water would fit in that pool? 4,800 cubic feet times 7.5 equals 36,000 gallons. To calculate how much water would go into a circular pool or spa, the first thing we need to do again is calculate the surface area. Diameter is the distance across a circle. Radius is 1/2 of the diameter. In this example, our diameter is 12 feet. So to calculate our radius, we would take the 12 feet, divide it by 2, and that would give us a 6 foot radius for this pool. Surface area is pi r squared. Radius times 3.14. Pi will always be 3.14. That is a constant. The only thing that's going to change here is the radius, and that's going to depend upon the diameter of the circle where we're calculating the surface area. So in our spa that has a 12-foot diameter, our radius would be 6 feet. 12 divided by 2 equals 6. Plug the numbers into our formula. Radius times 3.14 or here 6 foot by 6 foot times 3.14. That gives us a surface area of 113.04 square feet. To calculate the cubic foot of area for the spa so we can determine how much water is in it, we need to then take our surface area and multiply it by depth, just as we had done with the rectangular pool. Surface area times depth equals cubic feet. If our spa is 3 feet deep, and we've already calculated our radius at 6 feet, the formula would be 6 times 3.14 times 3 for our depth, and that would give us cubic feet. So in this spa, we have 339.12 cubic foot of area. Because we know 7.5 gallons of water fits into a cubic foot, if we have 339.12 cubic feet, we would simply multiply that by 7.5 to determine how much water is in the spa. 339.12 times 7.5 equals 2,543.4 gallons.